What if the most reliable used cars on the planet aren't the ones sitting in luxury dealership showrooms, but the ones getting mocked as boring commuter cars on every internet forum? What if the vehicle that will outlast your marriage, your job, and possibly your needs costs less than a decent laptop? That sounds impossible until you see the list. Before we get into it, if unkillable machines are your kind of thing, go ahead and hit subscribe, because this list only gets more surprising as it goes. The Honda Civic has appeared on more reliability rankings than almost any car in existence, and once you understand why, it stops feeling like a coincidence. Since the 2002 model year, and arguably even earlier, the Civic quietly built a reputation that had nothing to do with flash and everything to do with survival. Engineers spent years dissecting two specific generations, the models built between 2002 and 2005, and the following generation that ran from 2006 through 2011. Here's the part that should stop you cold. Both of these generations are still on the road today, not just in one country, but across the entire world. Think about what that actually means. Countless younger cars from other manufacturers have already vanished from the roads, quietly scrapped, while these aging Civics keep rolling. That's not luck. That's engineering. But the Civic isn't traveling alone. The Toyota Corolla shares almost the exact same story, and together these two nameplates have become the global standard for economical, dependable transportation. Two generations matter here too. The models built from 2000 to 2006, and the 10th generation that ran from 2006 to 2013. Buy either one, and you're signing up for years without a single serious mechanical scare, even as the odometer climbs into territory that would terrify most car owners. Now here's where the list takes a turn nobody expects. The Kia Rio might seem like an odd name to find sitting next to legends like the Civic and Corolla, and yet here it is. The first generation launched in the early 2000s and ran through 2005, followed by a second generation that lasted until 2011. This car can rack up serious mileage, and in terms of pure dependability, it genuinely competes with the two giants we just mentioned. But the Rio has a weapon those cars don't. Price. Buy one used. And you're not just getting a reliable car, you're getting it for dramatically less money. Right beside it sits a Hyundai Accent, a car so similar to the Rio that comparing them almost feels redundant. Same low-power philosophy, nearly identical styling, nearly identical mechanical DNA. Choosing between them really comes down to personal taste, because reliability-wise, you're getting the same story twice. Then things shift into luxury territory, and the surprises keep coming. The Acura TL is essentially a Honda Accord wearing a different badge, and stranger still, it's sold in Japan too, right alongside the actual Japanese market Accord. The difference is that the TL brings more luxury and more power to the table, while matching the Accord almost exactly in long-term dependability. If you want the reliability in the Accord wrapped in something more upscale, look specifically at the second, third, and fourth generation TL models. Which brings us to the Accord itself, a car so dominant it practically demanded a spot on this list. It remains one of the best-selling vehicles on Earth, and despite losing value fast on the used market, it stays remarkably dependable even at extreme mileage, a direct result of engineering that has earned award after award over the years. But we're only getting started. The Nissan Altima holds the title of longest car in its entire class, and since its debut in 2002, it has built a global fan base, not just for its sharp styling but for genuine mechanical toughness. Yes, occasional rough edges show up here and there, but this is still a car capable of piling on serious distance without any major surprises waiting underneath the hood. No list like this could ever be complete without the legendary Toyota Camry. Do you know what actually built its reputation beyond styling, quality, and price? It's the engine. That famous 2.4-liter four-cylinder, used across the fifth and sixth generations, turned out to be remarkably economical and shockingly easy to maintain, keeping ownership costs low for years on end. And just when you think the list is winding down, it takes another unexpected turn. The Subaru Legacy, in its turbocharged all-wheel drive form, racks up mileage numbers that separate it from most rivals. It's not quite luxury like the Acura TL, but it's a clear step above entry-level machines like the Nissan Altima or Honda Accord. Think of it as sitting right in the middle, a genuine mid-tier survivor. Then there's a car you will only find aging gracefully in one country on Earth. The Ford Crown Victoria has no real equivalent anywhere else in the world. Nowhere else will you see this many decades old examples still working every single day, mostly because American police departments and taxi fleets refuse to let them go. These cars have been through fire, water, and everything in between, and they're still out there hauling passengers right now. Its luxury cousin tells an even more nostalgic story. The Lincoln Town car represents an era when a V8 under the hood didn't terrify anyone's wallet, a golden age when fuel economy barely crossed anyone's mind. These luxurious machines are still working the streets of America today, and taxi drivers in major cities, in particular, never gave up on them. Right in that same weight class sits a car built on the opposite philosophy entirely. The Toyota Avalon competes directly with the Town Car and the Crown Victoria, but where those American giants rely on rear-wheel drive and a thundering V8, the Avalon flips the formula completely, running front-wheel drive with a V6 instead. That single decision makes it dramatically more efficient and more practical for everyday use. If you're choosing between these machines, think of the Avalon as the smarter alternative to the Camry. The Chevrolet Impala follows that same front-wheel drive, fuel-efficient V6 formula. The older generation, built on the GMW platform, stayed in production for an astonishing 26 years. Sure, those early models can't quite match the reliability of the newer versions, but they carry one undeniable advantage today: a rock-bottom price on the used market, which makes them a smart pick for buyers who care more about value than perfection. And that brings us to the final name on this list, the one that breaks every rule the others just established. While the Impala and Avalon lean on front-wheel drive and V6 engines, the Chrysler 300 goes the opposite direction entirely: rear-wheel drive, paired with multiple engine options, including 2 separate V8 configurations. It's not the most economical choice on this list, but on the used market it stands as one of the most dependable vehicles you can buy, especially once you factor in how affordable these cars have become. If any of these unkillable survivors surprised you, drop a comment telling us which one you'd actually trust with your money, and go check out our other video ranking the cars that die the fastest after 100,000 kilometers.